Hi, my name's Judy and welcome back to a new video. So today we're going to be choosing my August TBR, which I'm very excited about. I have this little TBR jar here which has various different prompts inside. So I think we're going to choose 5 from this jar, and then I have some honourable mentions of books I've either started and I'm carrying across into August, or ones that I know for sure I want to get to. And then I will also be filming a vacation TBR. I'm filming this a little earlier in July, and I actually go on holiday in a few days. I'm going for 2 weeks, so for the last week of July and the first week of August. And I'm going to be filming a separate video just choosing up books I want to take on that trip with me. So do keep your eyes out for that because it will be coming soon. I don't know if it'll be up before this video or after, but I will also have a mood reading TBR for the first week into August as well. So yeah, this could very well change throughout the month. I am a big mood reader at heart, but I love setting these TBRs. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and choose my reads for the month of August. Okay, so let's choose our first prompt. Oh, we've got 2 stuck together. Okay, so our first prompt is Kindle Unlimited book, which is very good for me because I am definitely in my Kindle era. I got the new Kindle Coloursoft during the Prime Day sale and I'm obsessed with this, and I've been reading everything on my Kindle and I love it. So let's see what's on my Kindle, because I do have quite a few different books downloaded on here that we could potentially choose from. And there are quite a lot of other books that I do want to download. So these are some of the books that we have. So there are a few different ones. Some of these are books I've already started and things. So we'll see. This is really going to be hard. What do I want to read off here?
A few years later.
You know, I kind of want to read the Book of Azrael. So this was originally a Patreon book club pick of mine, and then I was really ill and I didn't end up reading it or filming the vlog for it. So what I might do is actually read this book and film a reading vlog for Patreon and get that up on there as well. So I feel like this could be such a fun one to read, and probably one I'll fly through on my Kindle. So I think we're going to go with the Book of Azrael. Now, I do actually own 2 different copies of this book. I have the Stunning Fairy edition and I also have the standard paperback. So that is kind of fun. And I have 3 copies of this book. But yeah, I think I'm going to choose the Book of Azrael because I'm in the mood for a stabby FMC, and I've heard she's very stabby. So I think we'll go for the Book of Azrael, and hopefully I really like it. I'm really nervous to read that series because I've put so much hype on it. So I really hope it doesn't let me down, and it does meet my expectations, but we shall see. Okay, so apparently it is an enemies to lovers dark epic romantasy. Where there are gods, there are also monsters. I love that. So for 1,000 years, the ether world has known peace until now. Many centuries ago, desperate to save her dying sister, Diana made a deal with Caden, a monster far worse than any nightmare. Locked in servitude to him, she is forced to hunt down an ancient relic held by her most dangerous enemies, an army led by Samkiel? Not sure how you pronounce it, the World Ender. After the Gods' War, Samkiel hid from everything, denying his crown and deserting his people. Now, an attack on those he loves sends him back to the realm he never wished to return to, and into the sights of an enemy he had hoped to forget. With every world at stake, Diana and Samkiel are forced to set aside their animosity and work together before all is lost. That sounds so fun. I've never actually fully read the synopsis. I'd always planned to kind of go into it not really knowing anything, but I'm so excited. I feel like it's gonna be so good, and like I said, everyone talks about this FMC and how she's very badass and feisty and stabby and just a badass, essentially. So yeah, very excited to read this book, and let's move on to our second pick. Okay, so our second prompt is a pink book. Okay, so I do own a few pink books, I think. Do I? Yes, I do, and I know one I could pick up for this. It's technically pink and black, but it has a pink spine. Would that count? I mean, I do make the rules, so I feel like it could and it should count. Ooh, do I do this one? Or I'm also looking at Diabound behind me because obviously that is pink, but I don't think I want to choose that one. This is tricky. I don't know. I think I am going to choose this one. So it is technically a pink book because a good portion of it is pink. And that is The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy by Bridget Knightley. This just came out. I literally just got this. So it does have pink on the cover, but we have a pink spine and pink all around the edges. So I'm going to say this is a pink book. I mean, and it is pink underneath, so I feel like it does count. Now, I actually don't know too much about this. All I know is it's enemies to lovers, it's slow burn as well. There's a healer and an assassin, and I don't know if this was originally a fanfic or it just has Hermione vibes, but that's literally all I know about it. So yeah, everyone has been raving about this book, everyone loves it, so I'm very, very excited about it. And I feel like I will really, really enjoy this. I just love reading books that are hyped because they usually are good. And I usually do enjoy them. And I feel like this one kind of does count. I am going to go into it not really knowing too much. So if you do want to know the full synopsis, I will link this book down below in the description box. But knowing that it's enemies to lovers and slow burn is enough for me. So I'm very, very excited about this book. Okay, on to prompt number 3. Let's see what this one is here. So this one is the last book in a series. Now, honestly, I'm not up to the last book in any of my series. There is one series, but I know for sure I'm not reading that now because I'm saving it for Vampathon later this year. So this one is unfortunately going to have to go back in the jar, and I can do that because, again, I make the rules, but I literally don't have, like, any other book I could read for that. So let's choose a different one. Let's see. I guess I could have done duologies, but it says series, so we're going to just choose a different prompt. A lot of these are stuck together, so let's see what we've got. So here is our third prompt. Read a fairy loot romantasy. Oh, there are so many I could read for this. Oh gosh. Actually, I know exactly what I want to read, and it kind of does follow on from the last book, and that is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. This one is a Hermione fanfic, and I don't know anything else about it. I just know it's kind of dark, and it says here that it's a lush romantic fantasy that's filled with intrigue, magic, and an irresistible enemies to lovers romance. And on the fairy loot card, it says, after a brutal war, a defeated princess is taken prisoner by those who seek to control her. Stripped of power and far from home, she must learn to survive in a world built to break her. But even in the darkest places, sparks of hope and rebellion begin to rise. So this sounds so good. I have heard so many amazing things about this book. Everyone is obsessed with it. Everyone loves it. And I really want to read it. I'm so in the mood for like a darkish romantasy vibe. And I don't know, something about this is just calling to me. I think it's because I'm seeing it everywhere. But we essentially have 2 Hermione books. I think this is Hermione. Pretty sure it is. But we have 2. So it looks like we do have a theme going on here. But I'm very, very excited about this one. I think this was the June romantasy box. Yeah, this was the June featured book in the Fairy Loot Romantasy box. So very, very excited to read this. I hope I love it because so many of my fave creators love that book. So I really hope I do too. And now moving on to our 4th prompt, which I don't know why I feel really nervous about. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay, well, we have just like several stuck together. So let's just unstick them. Okay, so I've unstuck them and we have our prompt. So let's see what we've got. Is this the right way around, or is this going to be upside down? A sports romance. Ooh. Oh, I know what I can read, which I've already started it. So I'm not going to go and grab it because I'm honestly too pregnant to get up again. I'm not going to lie. But it's called Game Over by Kai Stevens. And I got an arc of this. I am like 2/3 of the way through it, but I softy and F'd it for like 3 weeks now, but I do really want to pick it back up again. The only reason I softy and F'd it is simply because I was no longer in the mood for just like a straight up romance. Like, I really wanted to read fantasy, so I did softy and F it, and I've been meaning to pick it back up again for the last week or 2, so this is the perfect excuse to force me to do that. It is a sports romance. Our main character moves from the UK to the US to go to a university there. She's a cheerleader, she's joining the cheer team there, and there she meets this guy who I think he's on the football team, and they end up having a one-night stand and then realise who each other is when they go to the same uni, and they're trying to resist each other because for various reasons they don't want to date, and it's about them kind of navigating that relationship, and she's helping him with stuff, so there's kind of like forced proximity. It's like kind of friends to lovers, I guess. and it's just a really cute fun romance. So yeah, I definitely do finish that book up, so that is the perfect excuse to do so. So we're going to be reading Game Over for this prompt, and then on to our fifth and final prompt before we get into the honourable mentions of the month. Let's see what it is. I feel like there's always so much pressure on this last one. Okay, so are we ready? 4-word title. Ooh, okay. Oh, what could I read for this? A 4-word title. I feel like this is going to take me a good moment to figure out. Do I even have a 4-word title? Are they all like 5 or 3? I know one I can read. I know, I've just spotted one on my romanticy paperback shelf up here that is 4 words. Okay, so we're gonna have to go for a different one. I was gonna go for Kingdom of Villains by the same author, Ella Fields, but I realised there's no R at the front, so it's technically 3 words. So instead we're gonna go for Amid Clouds and Bones by Ella Fields. So this one was very, very kindly gifted to me by Georgia, and this is a dark romantic, and that's literally all I know about it. We have a half fairy daughter of a human king, and then we have a Seelie prince, and they hate each other. They're enemies. So it's enemies to lovers. It's quite a short romantasy, and I've heard it's dark, so I'm very, very excited to read this one. I do not want to read into the synopsis for this one. I want to go into it not knowing too much, considering how short the book is, and I believe this is also a standalone, which is perfect for my reading mood at the moment. So I feel like this is a really good one to pick, and I'm really excited to read this. Like, I really haven't heard anyone talk about this, so I'm hoping it's good, and I think I'll probably end up taking this on my trip because it's a short one. But yeah, I will link this book down below if you guys do want to check out the full synopsis again, just so you know what it's actually about. But I'm going to go into this not knowing too much, and I'm quite excited. Okay, so we have our 5 books picked out from the TBR jar, which I'm very, very happy with. I feel like we have a really good selection, although nearly all of them are romantasy, but that's just the mood that I'm in at the moment. So the honourable mentions that I have of books that I want to read this month, technically they're all romantasy bar one, so yeah, there's definitely a big theme here. My mood's definitely romantic at the moment. But my audiobook at the moment is Caught Up by Navessa Allen. So this one I'm 10 chapters into. It's the next book in the Into Darkness series by Navessa Allen, which the first book is Lights Out. So I read that last year and I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. It was a book that took me by surprise because I did not expect to like it as much as I did. It's a kind of stalker romance. He makes thirst traps online while wearing a mask and playing with a knife, and she is a trauma nurse, I think, in the ER, and they end up having a romance, but there's also stalking vibes and stuff. Then there's this whole other thriller element to it, which did kind of lose me. The pacing kind of went weird, but I still loved the book. It was so fun. So I've been really excited to read this. However, the reviews are very mixed on this book, and the main thing I seem to have taken away from the reviews is to not expect the same thing from this as Lights Out gave me. It's very much a different kind of read. So from what I know, this follows, I think his name's Nico, and I'm sure he's the cousin of the FMC in Lights Out, or a brother or something. He's a relative either way, and he's in the mafia. So we're following him, and he's having a romance with a girl called Lauren, who I believe is a sex worker. I think she does like OnlyFans or a version of it that exists in this world. And yeah, it's about their romance. That's literally all I knew about it going in. And I'm only 10 chapters in, so I really don't know much. So far, I'm not going to lie, I'm not loving it, especially nowhere near as much as Lights Out. But I feel like because I'm literally only this far in, like I'm literally 80 something pages in, I don't really have enough to form a good opinion. We've kind of just gotten used to the characters, we've found out what their dynamic is, what their situation is, their history, and that's kind of all I've learnt so far. So I'm not too far in, but I'm looking forward to listening to this as an audiobook this month, and I am hoping that I do really enjoy it. As long as it's like 3 stars or above, I'm happy. So yeah, I'm excited to continue listening to it. Then next, a book I want to read and I've literally read a grand total of 8 pages of is Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. This one is an urban fantasy. I think it's Friends to Enemies to Lovers or Enemies to Friends to Lovers, one of those. And it's He Falls First as well, and it has mafia vibes. So that is literally all I know about this one, to be honest. I've not really read into the synopsis for this one either too much. Again, that's kind of like my thing. I like going into a lot of books, kind of knowing the vibes, tropes, and having seen some reviews. That is usually what makes me want to pick up a book. Whenever I read a synopsis, specifically fantasy, it usually gives me false expectations. Like, I'll usually assume certain things are going to happen within the plot or the romance, and then when they don't, I'm disappointed. and I just find it's unfair and it's unenjoyable. So I've learned now to kind of go in knowing the bare minimum and just go along for the ride and have a fun time. So that is my plans with this one. Again, it's another one I'll link down below. All of these books will be linked so you guys can find out everything you need to know about them. But I've heard so many good things about this. I think Rachel recently read this and she absolutely loved it, so I'm very, very excited to give this a read. And I really enjoyed A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. I read that in like a single sitting, I think. I filmed like a reading vlog for it a few years ago over on my Patreon, but I absolutely love that book, so I'm so excited to read this. And I have met Scarlett before and she was so, so nice, and that's something that always just makes me want to read an author's books even more. So I'm very, very excited to get to this one in August. Next is my current read, and I say current read, I've literally read the like prologue, which was quite literally like a page long. This is literally the prologue, just this bit here. So yeah, oh my god, I didn't realise that's what Neville looked like. Okay, anyway, if that is Neville, I'm assuming it is. There's this thing called like a fluffin or something in the book, and I'm assuming that's what it looks like. But anyway, this is the book I'm currently reading. So this is the second book in the Bloodwing Academy series. I recently read On Wings of Blood. I will have the reading vlog linked down below that I read that in, which is my summer ween vlog. I love that vlog, had such a fun time, and I loved On Wings of Blood. I gave it 5 stars. It was a great read. If you're looking for a book that mixes Harry Potter, Fourth Wing and Zodiac Academy with vampires and dragons, that is the book for you. Honestly, it was so good. I loved the academic vibes, I loved the academy setting, I loved the dragon lore and vampire lore we got, and the main character and the side characters, the found family, the romance, and also the trial element it had towards the end of the book. It was just such a good read. I loved it, so I'm so excited to read this one. This one is a bit shorter, but the way the first book ends had me like gasping. So I am so excited to read this because there are several different plot points that I need to know what happens next with, so I cannot wait to read this month. I will be picking up probably on my Kindle, but I do have this physical copy as well, and I'm so excited. Honestly, highly recommend On Wings of Blood. I think it's so worth the hype. I think it's a really, really good read, especially if you like those books I mentioned that I compared it to. It's very much its own thing. It's very much original, but it has those vibes, and I just loved every second of it, so I'm so excited to read this. And then the last book I want to mention is my Patreon book club pick for the months of July and August. I will be filming a spoiler-filled vlog for this over on my Patreon. I'm also planning to take it on my trip, and I'm hoping to read it by the lake and film my entire vlog there with all my spoilery thoughts. And that is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I cannot wait to read this because I really, really loved One Dark Window. I think Rachel Gillig has a really good way at crafting unique magic systems and worlds and characters that are really complex but are very easy to grasp at the same time, which is kind of contradicting one another. But if you've read One Dark Window, I feel you get what I mean. Like, the tarot cards are complex in a sense, and the characters are, but it never takes away from the story, and I just absolutely loved everything about that book. And I've heard so many good things about this one. So in this one we have a knight. We also have these women called, I think they're called diviners, is it? Let me double check. Yeah, so they're called diviners, and our main character Sybil is a diviner as well. She basically has like visions in her dreams or something like that, and then some of her fellow like diviner sisters start going missing, and she's like, what the heck's this about? So she's trying to figure out what's happening to them, and she enlists the help of this knight who's visiting, and it's kind of like, I think, forbidden romance. I could be wrong, I can't remember, but this was in the Fairy Loot box. This is the stunning Fairy Loot edition, but I think I'm going to take my art, because I do have an art copy of this, so I'm probably going to physically read that. I also have the stunning Waterstones edition because I know I'm going to love this book, but this was featured in the adult fantasy box in May from Fairy Loot. And it says here, when those around her begin to vanish, a young woman who can glimpse the future in her dreams must join forces with a mystery ally. Together they confront dark forces and navigate a perilous world to uncover the truth and save those she loves. So yeah, I love the sound of this, and like I said, everyone who's read this has been obsessed with it, giving it 5 stars, and I feel like I'm going to love it. As long as it's 4 stars or above, I will be happy. But like I said, I'm going to be filming a spoiler-filled reading vlog, which you'll find on my Patreon towards the end of August, and I will be giving you guys all my thoughts, reactions, everything. We have a Discord to discuss the book as well, so if you ever wanted to join in, you're more than welcome to. You can start this book whenever you like to, you can finish it whenever you like to, totally up to you, and you can just come and join us and read this book together. So my Patreon is always linked down below. But yeah, this is our book club pick, and I'm very, very excited to start it. I just really, really hope I love it as much as I'm expecting to. But yeah, So yes, this is my TBR for the month of August, plus the Book of Azrael on my Kindle and Game Over by Kai Stevens. And like I said, I'm definitely going to mood read. I'm also going to be putting together my vacation TBR tomorrow. So I don't know if that video is up before this one. It probably is. So if you haven't watched that video, go and watch it, because those are the books I'm likely going to be getting to in the first week of August, and I'm very, very excited to read them. I'll be filming a reading vlog while I'm away on holiday reading said books, and some of these as well. And I'm hoping to film a few other reading vlogs, so you'll hopefully hear my thoughts on most of these books then. But I feel like we have a really, really good mix of books. I'm definitely in the mood for like a dark romance, dark romances with like an academy setting, that sort of thing. And I feel like these check a lot of those boxes. So fingers crossed these are all 4 stars and above, and we have a good reading month. I feel like my reading is improving slowly but surely, and if you didn't know, I am due to have a baby girl in September, so I want to make the most of August and read as much as I can. I know I will still be able to read once I've had her, but obviously I don't know what life will be like. It's going to be a big change, so I want to make the most of August, read as many books as I can, have a really good reading month, and just enjoy the fantasy genre mainly, because that is what I'm in the mood for. So yeah, I feel like this is the perfect TBR. But let me know down below in the comments if you guys have read any of the books I've mentioned in this video. What were your thoughts on them? What did you rate them? If you haven't read them, are you planning to read them? Also, let me know what is on your TBR for the month of August. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys are reading, which books you are loving recently. Let's just talk books in the comments. It's always so fun to chat with you guys. I will have all these books linked down below in the description box so you can find out more information about them. And I will also leave a link to my Patreon if you would like to join us for our book club buddy read of The Night in the Moth. And you can also find early access to videos such as this one, and lots of extra exclusive content, photos of my trip, all of that kind of stuff. It's all going to be over on my Patreon, so that is always linked down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all safe and well. I hope you're reading lots of good books, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!